You know, there comes a time where you must decide, enough's enough. It's time for change. And honestly, over the past month, I think it's come to that time. So, I say it's high time to start focusing on what could be instead of what was about 5 years ago. So, after many years of not really knowing, or at least not being consistent and outwardly saying exactly what I'm gonna do, mostly just be a fly by the seat of my pants type thing, changing my mind 1 month to the next, 1 week to the next, sometimes even 1 day to the next, I figured I should really commit to a dedicated thing, a plan of action, because for the past 4, almost 5 years, I've been doing almost the same thing. Sure, I've been improving, but despite the refinement over time, I do believe it's time for something new. Something that, of course, does require voice acting, but an infusion of something, a passion project I've missed looking forward to creating and planning always, as literally none of you may know, I've always looked forward to doing things with a group, but I'm sick of just making a thing where I sit down, record for about an hour or two, and try to make that work into a video. I want to make stuff with a point. I'm not trying to change the world, although the world could use some changing at the moment. I'm not trying to rewrite the Bible, as silly as that sounds. I'm not trying to reformulate E equals MC squared. I just want to make something where you can sit down, see the title, and be like, oh, I want to watch that, because I now know what it's gonna be. And not just, oh, he's doing something that relates to this character, trying to be intimidating or something, but something of substance, of impact, meaning, whatever, something more than the bare minimum that it's been for the past 4 years. I'm not putting it down. I'm not saying my past few years here on this platform, YouTube, were bad. I'm just saying they're not what I want it to be. Or at least, not what or where I want to be now, at the very least. There have been many times over the years where I've been on, off and on, and disappearing time after time, different times, definitely massively different stretches of time. I realized that little departure, that absence, that not being here as regularly kept happening more regularly, more rampantly, on and off and off and on and off and off and on. I realized why. It's not I don't want to make things anymore. I just don't want to make things the same way, and the exact same things the same way. So, as said, out there, when the world was brighter and not everyone was as scared as they were, it's time for change. And I mean this unequivocally this time. I care not for what YouTube does when it comes to the monetization side of things. As a growing individual, I will learn to adjust accordingly and make do with what I have to keep everyone entertained and look after all of us involved. So what I'm trying to say is, albeit badly, and albeit with a lot of rambling, is that I'm finally finding my passion again. I'm finding what got me into this. I'm drawing inspiration from various facets. Be it that Five Nights at Freddy's Instagram comic I dubbed, that I actually think was the highest rated thing I've made up to this point. I'm now chasing the dragon tales of that type of content. Not even that, but even longer videos, to a point. Long as they need to be. No fluff, no filler, no let's get it over 10 minutes for the sake of 10 minutes. No, let's keep it short for the sake of over 15% audience retention. Basically, just letting the videos be what they need to be in and of themselves each time they come. Not just, here's another video of a voice acting impression of a character that's more or less just the same thing of what you've been hearing. I don't wish to do that anymore. I mean, there could very well still be one-off interactions, I'm sure, of characters most have not done or even cared about, and it's still, as they say, par for the course. I would like to go out and venture into different things. Like, if it's just going to be a character, for example. If I was going to be covering subject matters such as depression and or body dysphoria, I'm not going to drag it out. I'm gonna get to the point. I'll get to the one-on-one with the listener and so on. So, instead of a video suddenly being 12 minutes with 8 minutes of redacted ex-listener, it'll just be 8 minutes with redacted ex-listener. At least I hope. This also means that there won't necessarily be a video schedule. I will just work on them and release them when fully polished. No more, I need 2 this week, 3 next week, and oh god, I didn't make an interaction for this specific holiday or occasion. I have less self-worth now! Either way, I'm just here to provide you something silly and dumb. A distraction. Not just a distraction, but an actual mentally helpful, rewatchable distraction of replay value. And speaking candidly, honestly, and transparently, I've been really inspired by what Akira Dubs and Coolest Cucumber have been doing recently, and how they've branched out and didn't just do basic ASMR stuff. That, I said, was something I wanted to do like I did before I got cold feet and went back to the normal things I did, from indie games that came out and whatever the hell else I did around that time. I even had creepypasta videos back then. I know, boo already, because who still likes those things? That I was nearly done with, but I ended up getting scrapped because I didn't have the confidence to go through with it, and I got cold feet and went back to the normal way of doing things I used to do. Like, this is the video that I finally make to communicate that I'm finally making the change, so I don't actually get to be a bitch and just revert back to what I once used to be. I don't get to go into the Charmander, then the Charmeleon and Charizard, only to immediately Everstone my way back to being a Charmander after like 3 days, alright? This is that time, and as you can tell, no matter how many times I attempt to change what's on this channel, me being incapable of processing my own emotions and feelings will more than likely always be a staple of it. So yeah, I was a little nervous to actually do it properly this time with no eject button, no backseas, and I hope you join me on it. I hope you enjoy me while joining me on it. That's the main goal. I sure as hell hope that's what happens. And if this is the point where you leave me and we part ways now, I appreciate you for watching what and when you did, and have stayed on here for as long as you did. But it's what I need to do. Polish more what I want to do what I want, as an old friend of mine used to say. Current friend as well. That expression makes it sound as if they aren't anymore, or they're dead or something. But yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever the hell happens. I'll try to keep things fresh, keep you on your toes, keep you wanting to come back, and not see that notification or the title in the subscription feed and think, oh, I don't need more of that guy, oh, he's making the same jokes. But yeah, thanks again for watching what you have up to this point, if it's your end, and assuming you'll join me on my new adventures. Well, cheers, cause I'm gonna need all the fucking help I can get.